Welcome to Reality Business. So why is it that companies stay small? In fact, the statistic of how many new businesses, new companies, are set up annually in Russia, and actually worldwide as well, is incredibly huge. Once, I looked through a database of legal entities. It ranks up there, well, in the millions. I guess there are about 6 million legal entities of various sizes. But that's not the point. Well, part of them may be outdated. They went broke long ago, or they're non-existent. Well, that's not the point either. The number is still very impressive. It's huge. But for some reason, among this huge number of businesses founded, we don't see a large number of giant companies like, I don't know, Apple, Google, IKEA, and so on. What's the secret then? What's the reason that, certain companies were born small and stay small? If you ask any business owner, of course, they initially conceived and thought of their business in a certain way, and they probably intended it to be big, developing, and successful one way or another. Sure, you'll probably say that it's all in the owner, which is exactly the case. It's true that people hold themselves back and determine their own magnitude or sphere of influence. Above all, it's in the head of the person who created the business. Of course, one can have an idea like, well, we'd better stay quiet and low, let's just humbly eat away a crumb at a time at our share of the market pie, and we're okay with it. Why should we strive for anything higher? Being in the spotlight could mean paying more taxes. It could mean racketeering or a tax. I don't know, something like that. And so we're just going little by little, modestly and quietly. This kind of idea holds expansion back, of course. However, if one does have the idea to grow and expand away, the question is, up to what level? Up to infinity, actually. There are no limits to it. However, if that's our idea, or our attitude toward building and expanding a business, it must be based on a clear theory, we can call it. A fundamental theory, we could say. When a business is started or a company is set up, it goes through a certain period, which I like to compare to the company working like a well-knit Italian family or something like that, where everybody does everything. This can happen in a family where the chore of taking trash out isn't assigned to anyone. Today I do it, tomorrow my son does it, and the day after that, someone else will. And the same could be with, with dirty dishes in the sink. Today I may do it, or maybe my wife, or someone else. And we understand that this something has to be done, and it comes flying someone's way, and so he does it. And in business, the initial stage is often like this, when everyone does everything. There are no clear assignments. And if this arrangement of things persists, this will be the main reason or the main factor holding back our expansion and our growth. There is this old Soviet movie called Moscow Does Not Believe in Tears, and a reporter asks the leading heroine, the leading actress, how can you manage? Well, she was the head of a 500-employee manufacturing plant, and the person asks her, how can you manage such a huge horde of people? So she answers, you learn to manage 3, and then the number is no longer important. So we have this key point, which is that small organizations are made up of individuals, while big ones are made up of groups. And we could roughly sketch it like this. If I am able to communicate with 5 people this is a sort of average on how much one person can do in regard to effective communication with a certain number of people. Yes, of course, everyone is different. Some may have enough attention to, deal with a much larger number, while some will even have trouble with one person, you see? But this is sort of an average number, and this 5 people amount is generally a workable one. We said that a small organization is made up of individuals, so here we can say that this is the whole organization, and of course, these people are just individuals here. But when we say we're interested in expanding, now we understand that this principle must continue down here. And then we can come up with this definition that now this structure is a group, and this is a group, and so on. If you base your strategy or your expansion on this approach, on this principle, then you'll grow. If you want to stay a well-knit Italian family, well, then go right ahead and stay one. I hope this outlook on how to approach building up a business will be of help to some of you. The amount of materials is always on the rise, so stay with us and succeed with Reality Business.